Welcome to the Bloom Where You're Planted podcast from Never Too Late Cafe. I'm your host, Laura Womack. Each week, we sit down for a chat with someone just like you, someone who had an idea, a passion, a dream, or sometimes just a thought, and planted that seed, watched it grow into something they wanted to share with the world. If you have an idea for a topic or someone that would be a guest for the Bloom Where You're Planted podcast, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, where you can join our Never Too Late Cafe Facebook group. We'd love to hear from you. And I have a very special guest with me today, and that's Phoebe White. Hi, Phoebe.
Hi.
And welcome.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to start with where you are currently living.
So I live in London, Kentucky. I used to live in the city, but now we moved out in a farmhouse. So we live in a farmhouse and we have some horses and dogs and cats and stuff like that.
Very cool. Now, so have you always lived in the London area, London, Kentucky area?
Yes, I've always lived in London.
Okay, very cool. So we're going to jump into your story, and it's a fascinating one. And I do want to say that you are the youngest person that I have talked to so far. But that's the inspiration of all of this, is that someone's going to hear your story and look at what you've done and say, hey, I can too. So start with how you got interested in music.
So I've always had music around the house, but I got interested in music when I heard Leanne Rimes sing Blue, or cowboy music. I got interested in cowboy music like that. And she did like a voice flip, and I thought it was really cool. So I was like, maybe I should try that. So the next day, I worked on it, and by that evening, I could kind of yodel. It was like a voice flip and stuff. But the next day, I heard her singing Cowboy Sweetheart, and it actually had a yodel in it. And since I learned it was kind of like the same pattern as a voice flip, I tried doing that, and I could. So and then I got more into cowboy music after that.
I didn't know she did a yodel. I guess I missed that.
Yeah.
So were there other people that their style of music and their sound influenced you?
Yes. Riders in the Sky, Roy Rogers, Del Evans, Jimmy Rogers, Patsy Montana, and Patsy Cline, and Carolina Cotton.
Oh, very interesting. That's not what typically ones your age are listening to.
I mean, I still listen to different things. I mean, I like everything. So, but mostly I like cowboy music. So I can listen to a little bit of everything, though.
All right. So, well, when did you get to where you started to perform?
So
at what age?
I started voice lessons when I was 7, but I started performing when I was 8 years old.
Wow, that's very soon after you started lessons.
Yeah.
They must have seen something in you. So what was your first performance?
I sang, performance or first time performing?
Well, you pick.
So my first time performing, I sang at a recital we always have after you work on a song, then you do recital. And I had so much fun. I was so scared. But after that, I never got nervous again. So I've never gotten nervous. And that was the only time I've ever gotten nervous. And
that's pretty. And where was that at the first time?
It was at a church.
Okay.
I did voice lessons at a Christian church.
Okay.
Christian church.
And you haven't been nervous since then?
No, but I did ask Mommy after I got done singing, find me more places to sing because I liked it so much.
I guess you're a natural entertainer then. And I can't say, as another disclaimer, I have heard you, met you, seen you, and your mother, that's your manager.
Momager.
Momager. That's wonderful. I don't think anyone could do it better. So while we're on video, which again is the first for this podcast, because most people, including myself, shy away from the camera. And can you describe your instruments? You did it for me before we started recording, but it would be wonderful for people to see this view of, and tell us about them and where you got them and that sort of thing.
Right. So this one right here, but I don't think you see it's right here. I got it for singing. I think it was before my birthday last year. And I've always wanted a 12 string. And I got it in Richmond. And this is my sister's guitar right here, which we got for Christmas about a few years ago. Decently a long time ago. This is my guitar. So it's a travel guitar. So it folds up into this little bitty backpack.
Can you show us how, you showed me earlier, but can you show me how it comes apart? Because maybe other people have seen that before, but I hadn't, and it's so cool.
So it comes apart here. You twist it, then there's a button right here. You press it, it pops the neck off, and then it all fits. And here it goes, like the neck goes here, and then the rest of it goes in there. And so I thought it was really cool. I love it so much. And then I got a banjo for my Christmas last year. This is my favorite. I sang it for our 70s recital we did. It was, and I played Rainbow Connection. And then this was my favorite. Woody Paul gave me, he had a mandolin and he gave it to me when I was around 9. And he also gave me his fiddle, which I'm learning right now. So.
Wow. Now, do other people in your family, your sister has a guitar, do others in your family play music as well?
My whole family does. My brother plays ukulele and guitar. My other brother is learning guitar right now. And my brother, a few minutes ago, was playing electric guitar. He loves it, so he's so good at it. And I learn fiddle right now. Josiah's trying to learn fiddle too. Then my older brother, who's 18, turning 19 next month with me, and my sister's 14, turned 15 the next month after. They both play piano.
Oh my goodness. That's an amazing musical family. So, okay. So when you talked about having a guitar that you could take apart, you've used it for travel. Can you talk about some of the travels you've done? Because you've been more than just in Kentucky.
I took it with me to Arizona, to the International Western Music Association, which is in November, which I'm trying to go to every year. I went for my first time last year. It was so much fun. And I brought this guitar. It was so much fun. Yeah. Sorry. Albuquerque is Albuquerque. And then I went to Arizona with it too. It was so much fun. It was just like we did a gig there. And I met some of the people I met in Albuquerque before. It was so much fun.
And you had a big thing that happened not long ago in Tennessee.
I performed at the Grand Ole Opry.
I love that smile. That must have been, people look forward to that and dream of that their whole life. And there you are. There you are. So how did you get some of your earlier starts, like really on, bigger stages and maybe, I don't know, winning competitions? Just kind of go there.
So my mom found me places to sing, and I just loved singing. I sang Cowboy Sweetheart every time. It was my favorite song to sing. And then Michael Jonathan from Wood Songs, Old Time Radio Hour, he invited me on Wood Songs. And then he asked me to open up for Riders in the Sky, which I became best of friends with. They're so great and so sweet to me. And Woody Paul said, you should be on the Opry. And I thought he was just being really nice and stuff. But then 5 years later, I was on the Opry. Somehow.
So you have been on the Wood Songs Old Time Radio program several times. I think that you were on the 1000th program.
Yes.
Well, that must have been a really big deal because that's a lot of accomplishment there. So,
yeah.
How old were you then?
I think I was 1000 show. I think 10 or 9, I think. Maybe 10. No, maybe
Well,
9.
but
Because
you started with songs when you were 8.
yeah. Wait, no, I must have been 10 because I was playing guitar after the party. They did a party and I played guitar. So, so, and, and Riders in the Sky were there. They played for the 1000 show. They were the guests, and I was with Song's kid.
Fantastic. So I know that you have a lot of exciting things that you're doing and have done. So is there a favorite?
Well, I'm working on favorite the Aubrey. That's my favorite. The Aubrey is my favorite.
And you weren't scared when you were on that stage? No. You're going to have to teach people your trick. What in the world do you do to keep so calm?
It's just I think it's just I just like the stage. I always like being on stage. It's so much fun.
Well, and so multi instruments, traveling.
Mhm.
So, you know, this podcast is called Bloom Where You're Planted. So can you share what that quote means to you?
To be where God wants you to be. I feel like where I am now is where I need to be. And so, yeah, just to do my best and be content and stuff.
Wow, those are great. And so a lot of people that are going to listen to this are going to go, wow, this girl is so young and she's done all these things. And how does she do it? What words of wisdom would you give to people that wants to do what you're doing? You're a singer and a songwriter and a performer. I mean, those are all different things because some people sing, but they sing in the shower. And that still makes them a singer. But to do all of those things, what advice would you give to someone?
Well, my mom always said, if you want to be the best, you got to practice more than the rest and just work hard.
Mm.
Hard. It might be hard, but still, it's probably worth it.
So you must practice a lot then.
Yeah.
So you have instruments you practice, you have singing that you practice, and so your momager is your booking agent
Yes.
and your marketing person.
Yep.
Oh, I should have brought them. I don't have them with me. Do you still have your paper dolls available for people to purchase?
Yes, I do. And she's also my teacher, my school teacher.
Oh. And you're still smiling. I did homeschooling, and I don't know that the ones I taught were still smiling afterwards. So the paper dolls, I have to say, oh, I really wish I'd brought them with me. And what a cool idea. And your mailing label has your little picture on it.
Yes.
Your momager has thought of everything. So there they are. Oh, how fun. I can't wait to get into them. So mine just came the other day. So, well, tell us what is next for you?
Well, I have a lot of 2-hour sets coming up. I'm working on doing something here in London. It's a 2-hour set too. I'm working on writing some music right now. My next album should come out next year. I'm writing all the songs for that song, all the album, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Getting Christmas songs ready. For sets like that.
Oh, now tell us about your first album.
So my first album was Unexpected, and right now it's number 7 on the Western charts. And I recorded it with the McLean Family Band, Michael Jonathan, who hosts Wood Song's Old Time Radio Hour, and Riders in the Sky.
That is fantastic. So, songwriting, how does that come to you? I mean, not everyone, like I said, not everyone that sings writes, but you do. So, how does the process come for you?
Well, sometimes I'm in the moment and it just after like I watch a Western movie sometimes I like take there's a Roy Rogers movie called Under Nevada Skies. And as soon as I watched it, I wrote a song back. My original I played at the Hall of Fame Under Nevada Skies. It was inspirational and I wrote a song about it. And it's just so, because I love the movie so much.
Mm. And then other songs inspire you, or other movies, or
Most of the time, it's mostly Western movies. But I do write gospel music too. I've written 3 gospel originals. So,
well, can't wait to hear the next one. And I do have your first one, and it's very exciting to hear you sing and to chat with you. And there was something that happened not long ago at Renfro Valley. How did that come about?
So Jessica, who runs the Hall of Fame, she said we should have you on there someday. She said you should be on there. And then I said, it's really hard to explain it. So she said to me, I want to put you in the Hall of Fame and put a little exhibit place for you. And I was like, oh, you're just being nice, right? And she actually told me bring some stuff, and then we'll put it in like the box and stuff. And then when I saw it, it was just so much fun. I was just so grateful that she's giving me this experience.
So that was the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame. So you have an honorary display, an exhibit, and there was an opening, and it was televised, and things are really happening for you. It must be so exciting. And I have to say, you're pretty humble for someone that's accomplished so much so quickly. So, do you have any other last words you want to share with us? Oh, like what's next? You said your album and some Christmas music and local.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
and long range, what's your big goal?
To win a Grammy and be on the Opry again.
Well, I'd say you have a good chance of all those things.
Oh, thank you so much.
So as our time comes to a close, remember to keep creating, keep sharing, and keep supporting each other. And remember to bloom where you're planted. Bye for now.